Welcome back to Better Minecraft, and today we're going to start it pretty calm with just collecting some debris for the future, because I would like to upgrade my armor at one point. Well, that didn't last very long. I'm out looting, still looking for ancient debris, and of course I come across this colorful village, which anything usually like this that looks nice, it's full of not nice things. And a lot of them, if you have a decent bow or sword, you can take on them, but I just don't want to deal with it today. So we are definitely off from that. Very cool though. I don't think it has the greatest loot, to be honest with you. Really, I don't think it does. Even stuff like this, so far that I've found, maybe it's just random. The loot's not great either. You know what's funny about this is, I find more and more that I'm going to have to put my dragons to the side because they're always in the way. Always in, look. And then watch me move right. Watch. He's going to get right in my way. But then he's going to start walking off wherever he wants to. Like that. So I get back home. And I do something else. Which is, we are entering the Twilight Forest. Never fear, though. I'm just going to put down a waystone, and then we're going to get my dragon. And then go back in. I will say, flying around this space, so you see me walking around collecting wood, great. Flying around, I feel like caused a lot of lag. It could be the lighting, it could be the foliage, it could be... I really feel like it's like the lighting updates on this when I was flying around because it was rendering in pretty quick. It was a little, yeah, right now it's fine. But I did tame some dogs, and it's nice to have a friendly face in here. I walked around a lot, believe it or not, just around these spaces to see, because I've come to realize that I can't do too much on these dragons. This is one thing that I didn't know what it was at first. This is a force field because it's not unlocked yet. I did not unlock that. Yeah, you saw that. My dogs had a unfriendly end. But this is a force field around the Lynch Tower. I believe that's what it's called. Lynch Tower. Same with this here. I assume there's something in this biome, but it does not like me whatsoever. Fine. It's fine. It's pretty dark though, like darker than I thought it would be, but it makes sense. But I did find one of the areas that I was familiar with. I've never been in one, but I knew the structure on the map from a mod pack so long ago. And this is that green dragon, the Naga. I was very cautious. If you can see all the lag right now, I'm on the ground, not so laggy, but I'm just looking to see what it's trying to do. Because I've never fought this thing before. Because I don't know what kind of damage it does. But apparently it breaks down walls. And this is at the point where I end up having to fight this thing. Of course, you see the arrows don't work. You have to be right in there to attack it. Its hitbox. And unfortunately, my dragon did not make it. Did not make it. So, it's just me. Me and the green snake. With an angry face. And it stays as a whole within this space. It'll come out, but as a whole it's been staying in the space. I don't know if I went away, would it stay here or not? I'm gonna say bring a shield, bring a good sword, and golden apples. Armor. Good armor. Yeah, that's it. Good armor. Because as a whole, it's not too bad. The fight, it seems scary. I'm really annoyed that it's so dark because I don't want you guys to sit here and start squinting to see that it's really dark. But besides the knockback, it really wasn't too bad. It seems that way, but a lot of these mobs that are in here, see, just knockback. Sometimes I'll let it hit me with no shield up. Like the shield, see, I'm just letting it hit me to see what it's doing. It's really not that much, which is nice. Nice easy fight. I think you can put knockback resistance on some type of armor, I believe, now that I'm thinking about it. But that was it. And I was unfortunately going home alone without my dragon. It's not the first time that this has happened. But I actually realized that that's what you had to do, is progress on the quest to unlock that, which I still think is a little bit strange. Because if you get there, you get there. Anyway, I'm back to just looting, looking for anything good, looking at all the sites. And this right here, there really isn't a lot in it. It feels like a regular mine shaft, but I feel like the loot is underwhelming. I didn't find like a bunch of like spider spawners or anything like that. I don't know if these are a different type, but I'm just looking and looking. Weirdly enough, the only section that I can tell that actually had any loot was at the very beginning to my right. When you walk in, it's on the left right here, but on my right, when I walked right here, see? I didn't even notice it because it was just so covered up. I just happened to be walking back looking at the wall. I don't really care about the spawner. Granted, I am collecting fragments, spawner fragments, to see about making a big XP farm. I don't know if zombies actually do drop their souls, but I didn't stay in here too long because it really wasn't a lot to look at. But I did sleep because I have other things to do. I am ready and not ready to go to the Nether, because my idea this whole episode was to end it with fighting the dragon, fighting the portal, fighting the dragon on a dragon. That was my whole goal as a whole that I said for this one, because I've played in this world long enough to where I should have beat the dragon by now. That's usually what I do. It's just a thing I do because I just want to have wings to fly around, because this world would be amazing with wings, even if they're not dragon wings. But I had a fortunate spawn in the wall from before, if you saw, and it was just a strider spawner right there, and there's a fortress right next to us, like right next to us, which is amazing. But I'm not just gonna run right in there, because if you fought Blaze before, they are aggressive and their sight line is far. Let me just say, these dragons don't take fire charges very well. Like those balls, those cannon things that they shoot out. Yeah, they take damage from those. It says they don't take damage from lava. I haven't tried lava yet because I don't want to burn myself up. But I'm going to have to try that as a whole. And this is right here. I don't know what's inside this. I think I've been inside one before. I don't think there's a boss inside this, but there's stuff inside. I don't really think the loot would be probably really good. I think the most loot I really get is typically from, and that's just me speculating, is from dungeons as a whole. That in the end, I believe, has a lot of good loot, which hopefully we get there. I'm not sure because I'm not finished recording this. But I did find a close blaze spawner to us right here. And it is pleasant, to say the least. I want you to know, if you see, I'm shooting my bow and arrow with my offhand. Why? Because when you typically have looting sword, you hold your sword in your dominant hand and then you shoot with your other, because then you'll still get the loot drops with your looting. Just know that I realize that I do not have any looting on this sword. I assume because I thought I had looting early. Anyway, I am collecting blaze rods. It just means I have to take a little bit longer to kill more because I need more blaze rods. I usually like 13 to 15 when I'm actually going to fight. Of course, it's what is it, two blaze powders per rod, I believe. I think that's the number. I'm not so much worried about getting cooked or anything like that. I'm not worried about withers. I'm kind of in a groove. My armor's good. It's still diamond. It's just enchanted diamond. That's all it is. But you play enough Minecraft, you kind of know what risks you can take without too much panic. It does help that you should always have good fire protection. Now, my other stuff is just standard. I prefer just protection versus blast protection. My helmet or my boots. Usually my helmet, I'll go with fire protection. Especially because I don't wear it that often. And I try to stay away from fire in general. But this fighting stuff, it's not the worst. It seems a bit scary when you get set on fire. If you've never played, but if you have fire protection, it'll go out pretty quick. You can't bucket yourself, obviously, because you're in the nether, which is great. It's just one of those mechanics. I think I lost a bucket of water in the frozen biome. The Everdawn? Yes. Or Everbright. That's what it was. You can't use water there either. Like regular water. That's off topic. But I collected what I needed and wanted, and I was ready to be out. Ready to be out. Please don't make staircases out of netherite because they will blow it up, just to let you know. But I'm back out, and we are making these Eyes of Ender. That's an interesting looking plant I just saw over there on that. What is that? Compass. Sorry, I'm really distracted by that. What is that, a record? I'm gonna have to look at, what did I look up? Dragon? I have to remember, never mind. I have to remember that. I don't know what this villager's doing. Right now, this is the shepherd, and I am at this point trying to roll to get feather falling. That is the one thing I'm missing, is feather falling. There's so much stuff around right now, I never know what they're going to track to. Whether it be a bed, another villager, and it's normally not the villager right next to it. But they seem to be really deep in thought. They stand here. You can see how quickly the day is moving. I sped it up, but they're just standing there talking intently, whatever they're talking about. And I just wanted to move them in, but for whatever reason, of course, remember I said I never know what they're tracking to? Well, this guy tracked all the way over here. I know the villagers are over here. Like underground, not the ones over there in the farm, because they've already tracked to the bed. It is good, though, that my house is just a little higher than everything else, because I've had to do this more than one time. I'm going to say that right now. I've had to do it more than once. What's interesting is that I lose my first pearl in a tree. Just, does anybody else ever do that? You start panicking because you don't feel like you have enough pearls. That's Eyes of Ender, not just regular pearls. And I lost it. So you're looking for the particles. If you don't play with the particles on, then I don't know how you find this stuff if you just don't look at it. But I did find it in a tree close by, which is fortunate because I do panic. I panic a lot. Is that number? Normally I know the distance I have to go before I throw another one. This time I didn't have any break. And we're off to the races, which I'm always a little cautious because I don't want it to be in water. I don't want it to be like in a cold biome. I'm not sure why, but I don't like it to be in cold biomes as it is. Anyway, it really is fairly close to where I'm at. Not to spawn, because everybody knows how the distance you're traveling typically is between, like, I want to say 2,000 to 3,000 blocks. 3,000 closer though. So of course with a dragon or wings, obviously with the dragon you'd have to, because you can't have wings if you've never been to the end yet. This same spot as I've been before. I've been to this same location several times looking for a necklace in the suspicious sand. I've looted this, and then whatever weird reason, I came back here again, and this same spot brings so much stuff. And then I realized that this is not the fortress. I got nothing, because that's a pillager as well. And that's not in the fortress. So I mined into a dungeon of some sorts. Which actually this place had, I think I left this dungeon with 18 diamonds. And whatever reason, this level, you see the Y level here, 34. I think this is the night guy with the big armor and the sword that I have to fight as well. And be able to make waypoints is nice. We'll get back to that, I promise. But I'm off into this dungeon. There's places that you have to dig to. I'll let you know that now. Not like this. But if I didn't have this map, kind of like the fortress, there's areas that are not rendered in together. You know, like connected doors and stuff. So I spent a good time in here. It wasn't too bad. Mobs weren't too bad. Obviously, don't just take an axe to the face from one of these guys. But be cautious, the map is amazing to have. These kind of places you do want to loot. Because they do have raw loot, like apples, gold, diamonds. I actually am more happy to see gold than I am diamond at this point. Because I've been using so many apples, just in case. And this is one of those points where I am happy to have a really good pick, actually, with vein mining. Because there it is. There's another section. You see how I just dug straight in? I didn't see this on this map. And I'm just making sure that I'm in the right spot. I don't know what this is. I was looking at the mob faces. Can you see the pillager on my map right there? Not the creeper, the pillager right next to my cursor on the map. Well, this is what I was digging to because I kept looking for rooms, like places I've not been to, because I don't like to give up on something, on a task that I'm actually doing like this. Which, again, my task was to find the end. And unfortunately, I did find a dungeon and not the end. I don't know if it was a mechanic in the game. That's what I'm thinking, that maybe it just sends you to dungeons as well. That's why I was still looting. And I just kept looting and looting. But it was a good thing, though, that I did. I'm not sure why this made sense to do, was to block off and made sure they can actually fall down this hole. Because I fortunately found an illusioner here, which is another one I had to kill as well. This guy. And funny thing about that was, there was two of them. And right there's the other one. So not only did I get one, I got two. I haven't a clue what the totems are for, but I have two of them. And this guy I thought I had to find, I wanted to say, I was thinking he was in the Dark Oak Forest or in like a different dungeon. Because I think it said tower on the achievements. I think it said tower. But that was another one down. This has been a day of fighting for this episode. There will be no building. I'm going to let you know that right now. There's no building. I wanted to, but I realized after I recorded all this, there's just so much combat. So it's just going to be combat. Man, I realized I was pretty much here. It wasn't that far, believe it or not. I didn't vein mine. I just dug with this pick. I found my way here. I'm going to tell you now that this was a really fun fight for me. It's one of my funnest fights I think I've ever had in Minecraft. Because this guy, you have to get in his face. I tried fighting through the wall, you know, that back and forth thing. But a lot of these bosses do recharge their health. They regenerate health. Whether it be from another mob or from themselves. See, right now he's just recharging. When he stands like that, he's recharging. I tried to box him up, be able to get him a little closer to where I can dodge in and out. Please have good armor. That's all I can tell you. And a shield if you can use it well enough. I did use my shield, if you're wondering. And I'll show you again. That's one of his attacks. Is he does a one swing, he does another two swings. He does axe the floor really hard, where the ground basically earthquakes around you, which is fine. See the one swing? Good armor. I think my armor really saved me during this fight. And with this fight here, see, he kept going to the corner because he's trying to recharge or regenerate away from me. You have to touch him or be super close to him. Like, see how I'm touching him just with my hand? Or I guess the potato, but you know what I mean. Just touching him because you can't do any damage any other way until his axe is stuck in the ground. Just like that. You can only hit him once. Just once. That's the only way you can do damage. And you have to keep him moving or he will recharge that health. You can dodge back in pretty quick. Don't run back, just hop back, because then you won't be able to see when he starts walking back from you. But you have to keep him moving. It's a little long. I think this took me maybe 20-ish minutes back and forth to realize what I needed to do. But you can see, even without apples, as long as you can have good armor and don't take too many hits, you can see it. See? He has a double and then a big swing. Eventually you'll get into a groove to where you move, but you have to move back close to him. He moves really slow. And I say that because I'm encouraging you to take on these fights. There's tons of them that I found after this, but this guy is honestly one of my funnest fights, to be honest with you. He really was. I was just running this whole time, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know if it makes a difference if you even just have a basic sword or not. I took a lot of damage here of just trying to get in this groove. See, look, that was a full-on swing I just took. But I'm not too worried. I'm really not. And there it is. Once you get in the groove, it's kind of one of those things. But gold apples helped me so much for this fight. It was fun. I'm telling you right now, it was a really fun fight. And Jay will love it too if he decides to take on this knight feller, since he is a knight himself. I don't know if I'll ever use this armor. It says this never breaks, but I don't know if you can enchant it, if it makes any difference. But I might. But an illusioner, I did get, I believe, this raid. I think it was from him. Maybe I swiped a guy with a... Anyway, I have a raid at home, and don't do that. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's a really dumb idea. It's a dumb idea. Well, it's not the worst, because I know where my villagers are. All of my villagers are inside, except for one. 3. These raids, it wasn't too bad. The first one, not bad. The second one, does anybody ever have that issue where you have trouble finding them? Trust me, it happens really annoyingly once here that I have to find them. Them falling off the sides of the mountains has been nice. Them spawning here at my only villagers that are exposed was not good. Not good. Also, don't do this from the ground unless you're just really, really brave. I really wanted to capture that dog, but I just didn't. I wanted to keep it. Maybe another raid, I'll try catching that dog. Just because I want the dog. Let me just say right now, I cannot stand dragons during this entire time. Except for the one I'm riding. These dragons get on my nerves so bad. Like, I see they're trying to fight something, and whatever they're doing to fly around me, but they get in the way. This is not the only one. I'm warning you now. But I'm clearing it out, because I don't want them to despawn. You know, when the raid thing goes away, I don't want that to happen. So I'm trying to shoot as many as I can, and it seems to work well enough. See, I'm already missing one villager, by the way. And it's just me sitting there dodging, trying not to shoot my dragon as I'm trying to shoot other stuff. I get frustrated enough to where I just land. And then I just swipe. Because this dragon gets on my... Oh my goodness. I think the dragon took damage is why it started flying, but I honestly don't know. This right here, this wave was cool in the sense of I got shot by a fireball that I didn't expect. They move quick. I got really decent at shooting off a dragon, by the way. If I was on the ground, I'd be able to hit him quicker, but hey, I don't want to be on the ground right now. I want to live. Remember when I said the dragons kept getting in my way? That's what I meant. I don't understand. It's just frustrating. Look. So I'm sitting here trying to fight and fight and fight and fight. Did you catch it? Because I did kill one of my villagers because of this dragon. I had to park the dragon, and yet it's still flying around with me. I tried a second time. Maybe I double clicked. I hope you hear the frustration in my voice. Just rewatching this. Oh my goodness, these guys. But this is the wave I meant. Is I had to dig and dig for these guys. I never found the hole they came in, like to get where they're at right now. Yeah, they were a pain. That's what I mean about having to search for them, because I was underground, not in that cave. This pole here has saved my life. There's a pole, a post, side of the corner of the house, and a berry bush right there. That saved me so often right there. I fought on the corner of this roof often, like a lot. Right there, you see where the light's at? That's where it is. They just keep getting stuck, and it's funny. Whoever's spawning those in, I don't know. Don't know. But this guy, I don't know who this guy is. I guess he's the one that spawns them in. But I finally got my victory. I hate these dragons in this day. Granted, I think this raid went on a couple days, actually. Like I slept, I think, once. But as I was repairing my stuff, this is recovery time. I'll kind of be chill. I forgot I had soul stealing. And I finally get something to add to those spawners I'm making. But I also remembered I have to hatch another ghost dragon. I'm not going to say why, but I have a missing ghost dragon, which you should know why. I do like fishing in this game. It's one of those chill things I can just sit here and think about next builds and stuff to do. I even got another kangaroo, and I'm going to start to breed them, put armor on them, because combat will always be, for me, in this mod pack, kangaroos over pretty much anything. They're quick, and they hit their mark pretty quick. And another ghost dragon. I want you to know now, I have the worst luck with ghost dragons. If I'm anywhere, this is the dragon I'm most worried about. Just want you to know that now. But it is one of my favorites, and it's really growing on me for this dragon. I don't know what is your favorite mob? It doesn't have to be dragon in this game, but mob, because you know there's a ton of them. So I'm taking more time as I'm trying to fix or basically remake this iron farm without actually building it. I have to add the villagers back, which I did. It wasn't too bad, because I still had more. I had to turn my breeder back on, though. I don't know how I pushed. Maybe I did. This villager into this wall. I'm just trying to get into this. See how he's in the wall? I'm hearing it. I don't know where it is at first, but then I see his arm. For whatever reason, he got stuck in the wall. I've never seen that before. I'm not sure why. Eventually he makes his way back in there. I'll just let you know that. He's fine. He's not dead. I got them in. And since it's almost nighttime, he's going to go back in. And then I was thinking, since I failed to find the end portal, I wanted still to fight this sun bird thing. I don't know. It's the sunbird god thing. Sunbird. It's a bird. These guys aren't too bad. They seem scary, but they're really not. I just kind of walked around because I had to collect. I watched the video and it said you needed a mask of fear. Basically, it's supposed to give you strength. These masks give you different buffs as a whole. And I wanted them all. I think I'm missing two. The one from the Sunbird, and it's like a black one. I don't know what it is. I want all the masks. But it's pretty quick. If you go to one of these spaces, avoid those beams, by the way. I didn't know why I was getting shot by these beams. I really didn't know why. I thought they were just in this space. As I'm still collecting these masks. Did I tell you guys I got feather falling? Did I do that? I don't know if I told you. I have feather falling 5 on my boots, by the way. Feather falling 5. Because I added a tome. I'm taking so much damage, and I knew I'd be fine to just hop off because of my boots. But I was taking so many shots, and I didn't know why. Because I didn't see anything else. But I'm getting attacked. Because there's no bar, so I don't know why I was getting attacked. And then I fell down here. And this is where this Sunbird is right here. At the very bottom. And I know I looked it up. I looked at to figure out how to kill this guy. Eventually, I'll take on one that's more out in the open. Probably. Not sure. They regenerate from these masked gentlemen, people that are around it, that it spawns out of it. Stay out of its beams. As far as I know, I get it pretty close, and then I kind of just, let's just say I don't do it. I just want you to know now. I kind of give up. The mask durability, I don't know if you can put unbreaking on them or not, but it was interesting. Like, I didn't worry too much about dying, except for when I got caught on fire once, or twice, or 3 or 4 times. But I'm just gonna keep hitting it. That's all I'm trying to do, is just keep doing damage. It doesn't work, I'll tell you that right now. I give up once it recharges fully again. Even behind it. Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. And that's okay. See? No arrows. You can't do arrows. I did shoot it once before. Not this one, with arrows. This thing was not happy with me at all. But I think it's cool that you can't just take on something. You have to really strategize. Yeah, it didn't like me the whole time. Not even a little. That's fine. But I did get my mask though. So I didn't leave there with nothing. And this little kitty is the first spawn kitty that the villagers decided to bring. I thought that was interesting. I don't know when my house got caught on fire. This shepherd house, I mean. I don't generally know. I don't even remember it being on fire during the fight. I know that guy was shooting fireballs, but even in the video, I didn't see it on fire. I don't know. That was weird to me. It's a pretty house. But I ended up fixing it. Let me say fixing it is I couldn't remember how I did it. So I was just trying to add blocks that made sense in the spots. And this is what I basically did. Right here. And having said that, in this middle of the video, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for hanging out. But I really wanted to get this done. I just want you to know that. And I thought about it, and I realized that the end portals, the fortress is always deeper than that. It's always in the negative. So I went back to the same place it sent me, and sure enough, it was deeper. Same exact spot. It was deeper. So it was there. If anybody's curious, it's where the pearl threw you. I did some looting. More specifically, I wanted some apples. That's apples and gold. It's really what I was looking for, maybe some diamonds. And normally, it takes me a while in a fortress like this to find it. Nope. I found it pretty quick. Because I wasn't just staying around. I just kept running quick. Not really worried about regular mobs. Except for probably creepers, obviously. But I did find it. This is one of the better or cooler mob rooms. There's another pack that has more, the portal that has multiple eyes. I gotta look up what that is because I'm curious, but then again, I don't want it to be too difficult. But this is where I spawn. I don't know if you always spawn on this little platform. I assume you do because it looks pretty versus the island. And I do appreciate that it doesn't spawn immediately. But I said I wanted to fight this dragon on a dragon. And here we are. See how it's not spawned in yet? You got to go towards the middle for it to spawn in. But you can see that it's very different. You got a structure in the middle. And it's very different. The crystals are right there. The portal's in the floor, by the way. Like you fall into it. You can see the towers here. They're much harder to hit. It has like debris around them. It's very cool seeing this now, how it just destroys. You see how that stuff moves and shuffles? I didn't realize that until just now. It blows it up and it kind of leans over. And then it has the obsidian just blown to the side. That's really, really cool. Didn't realize that. I saw it, but I thought it was like that before. But like anything else, you got to get rid of the crystals first. It didn't take too long. I'm also not too much worried about fall damage. I'm really not. And I hopped off because I wanted to heal my dragon. I didn't want my dragon to die in this fight. So I took the time to heal the dragon. And we are back up again to do the thing. But it wasn't too bad. I don't know if you can sort it. Maybe you have to pillar up to sort it right there because there's no ladder in that hole right there. Or anything. So I think you have to either pillar up or ladder. Basically go to the top of that. I didn't see any stairs or anything. But we did our thing. And I will say, this was a very fun episode. I will tell you that much. Because I've bought so much stuff. I was very unsure. I looked at this Enderman right here in the face. If you're wondering why I'm not worried about him, it's because I did add End Veil to my helmet. Which means you can look directly in their eyes and nothing happens. Obviously, if you attack them, they will attack you, but this is a game changer. It might be my favorite enchant, is End Veil. I click it, and then I move it. I don't know if I want to hatch this as the Ender Dragon, just because it's kind of blah, but I might. I just might do that. There's the portal on the floor. But it's been such a good time. If you've made it this far, I really thank you for hanging out. Because that's more than anything. This is kind of one of those things where I really enjoy just people are hanging out, seeing me derp around. But hopefully next episode we'll have a build. Sorry if I didn't have one in here. And I will definitely catch you in the next one.